Big news from Tesla. Tesla has been reducing prices big time in Europe and North America, and before they did the same in China. So prices going down, everybody is concerned. I will explain why this is fantastic news for Tesla as a company, its shareholders, and of course, its customers. This is Alex, this is my channel. Subscribe, become a patron, or follow me on Twitter. So let's get started. Why is this big news and why is this good news? Because, it's big news because it's massive price cuts, which is going to change the market entirely. We know from the past that Tesla reiterated again and again and again that they increase prices of vehicles if, raw material prices or manufacturing prices costs are going up. And Tesla has done this very successfully. And they also in the past have reduced prices. However, right now, because everybody feels we have a recession in front of us, it feels like, and the backlog from Tesla has gone down, order backlog, everybody feels like this is a concern and Tesla has a demand problem, which I don't buy. In a press release that came out from Tesla today in Germany, they made crystal clear that they've been improving their cost base over time, and this allows them now to reduce prices in order to offer the vehicles in a different consumer segment, so making more affordable cars, which is their mission statement since the beginning of the company. So nothing changed here. It's really, they are just executing of that what they promised. And a lot of people also forget that in the last year, prices went up. So my Model S Plaid is now 10k euros more expensive than it was when I ordered it a while ago. So in other words, prices went up, now prices going down. And why prices are going down? Because the cost base from Tesla is going down too. So we see inflation is still here, yes, but if you look down the supply chain, on the supplier side, on the raw material, on the energy cost side, you see that prices are going down significantly. And Tesla is feeling this early on, and they have the pricing and cost power in order to give this to customers. As a really very nice side effect, demand will go up like crazy. And we know this already from China. So in China, there's been complaints from BYD because they feel strongly that a lot of customers are deciding against BYD, which is a company that is playing more in the lower cost segment. And the same is going to happen here in Europe, in particular here in Germany. So that price reduction from Tesla are extremely bad news for German automakers because, yes, they are selling well, they're even growing their, BEV share in the past, in particular companies like Mercedes and BMW with above 100%. But if you look at the, how many units they sell in terms of battery electric vehicles, this is slim. This is a small number. And if you look at charts, you can see that the growth rate from the German automakers is hardly to see. So they are growing slowly compared to someone like Tesla or BYD, which are growing aggressively. So the total number from Tesla sold last year was 1.313 million, while BYD sold 911,000 battery electric vehicles. And the German automakers, I think it's 921,000 combined. So all German automakers together do not even catch up with BYD as a company that is just selling in China or with Tesla globally. So the growth rate with these price cuts are going to increase. So what can they do? They can try to reduce prices, but this is, an issue simply because we know that most of them are not making money with their battery electric vehicles, in particular with the one which are more affordable. So if you talk about, the high-end, the premium vehicles, I believe that they make money, but even there, they are going to be attacked now because a lot of consumers understand that they get a much better deal for their bucks if they go for a vehicle from Tesla. And if we think about, for instance, like VW brand, which was shrinking last year by 7%, and they've been growing their BEV share only by 23%, you can imagine what's happening to consumers who are all of a sudden understanding that in certain parts of Europe, for instance, they get in, Model Y cheaper than an ID4, which is kind of the direct competitor VW launched. Good example is, for instance, Denmark, where this is the case, but there are other examples out there. And the same is true for the Model 3. So as a consumer comparing prices and what you get for it, it's kind of a fantastic deal to go with a Tesla vehicle. And I believe in the situation we are in, where people are afraid of what's going to come in terms of, inflation and recession, Tesla is offering now, or giving an offer to consumers, which is almost impossible to beat. So what can legacy automakers do? I mean, they can reduce prices, but then they're making more loss per vehicle, and they are going to be in an issue with their stakeholders and shareholders, so that doesn't work. And Tesla is pretty flexible here. Given their low cost base, they can even reduce further if they want to. But right now, I believe there will be a huge demand wave, and Tesla doesn't need to go further. We will see. But right now, it's, Tesla is going to cutthroat competition approach here. And I believe they're not even thinking about bringing other companies under pressure. It's just the nature of their business that, they've been starting new factories, and these gigafactories built from scratch have a way lower cost structure compared with the, factories from legacy automakers, which they partly tried to adjust to battery electric vehicles. So that's just one of many reasons why Tesla is superior in terms of low-cost manufacturing. Another reason is certainly, the giga castings, which are reducing costs too. And Tesla doesn't stop; they just continue. And with Giga Berlin and Giga Texas just ramping up this year, I mean, we are at about 3,000 vehicles per week. But they are going to improve that. They are going to have more, economy of scale and operative leverage, and this will help on the cost side. So some will now say, well, Tesla is reducing prices, but that's bad for their business because it's going to be less profit, which is wrong. The truth is that, reducing prices will definitely reduce average sales price of their vehicles and probably margin. We do not know because there are a lot of positive elements in terms of boosting margin in this year, but let's assume margin will go down. So given that the prices are now so low and a lot of people will be attracted by them buying a Tesla, you're going to have a huge growth rate in the future, probably 50 or even above 50%. So that would be 2 million vehicles per year or in the year 2023. And with that numbers, Tesla is on the same level like Mercedes-Benz or BMW in Germany, while they make still way more profit. We know, for instance, if you look at Toyota, but also BYD, that Tesla is making 8 times the profits these companies are doing with every vehicle sold. With these price reductions, it's probably not any longer 8 times, but maybe, 6 times, 5 times. Who cares? For Tesla as a growing company, profits will go up simply because they're going to sell more. And this means that earnings per share will go up as well. So in relation to other companies, I believe that even the margin will be better because other legacy automakers will be forced to reduce prices for certain modules for certain vehicles, otherwise they are not going to sell them anymore. And the same is happening in the US, the same is happening in China. And I believe that, a lot of companies, legacy automakers, but not only, are going to have a crisis board meeting right now, because they need to find a strategy to cope with the situation. They are not prepared for fast cost reductions. This takes a long time, and they feel the pressure already, and they are kind of cornered. This is called cutthroat competition, although Tesla, I believe, is not intending to force legacy automakers to reduce prices. Their intention is to fulfill their mission statement. And by lowering prices, more people can afford such a car, so they're going to accelerate the movement to sustainable transportation. And this is fantastic, and this is what's happening. And I believe this is why this is fantastic news for Tesla as a company, for shareholders of Tesla, and of course for Tesla's customers.